Hello, everybody. I am back. Got a lot of questions, which is fantastic. I love hearing from you guys. So this video is basically gonna be life after you get your thyroid removed, after you have thyroid cancer, after you go through any type of cancer, after something really crappy happens to you. This is what your life is gonna be like after. Okay, so specifically relating to the thyroid. If you get it out through surgery, whether it be the whole thyroid, just one side, whatever, the lymph nodes, anything around that region, I'd say the first major change that you are going to see, obviously, is going to be a scar. A lot of people are freaking out about the scar. I admit it, I freaked out about the scar too. I was like, I don't want another one. I have so many, please. I don't need any more. But you know what? Hey, you'll be fine. What I'm going to tell you guys, you're probably going to think I'm crazy for saying, but you know what? You're going to love your scar because you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to look at that scar and you're going to be like, you know what? This is a battle wound. As stupid and cliche as it sounds, you're going to look in the mirror and you are going to be so proud of yourself when you see that scar. Some people have them down here. Some people have them over here. All depends on your case, you know. Some people are more red, whatever. Everyone is different. I'll show you my scar. Probably can't see much, but starts here and ends around here. So basically this is the length of my scar. So, you know, it's a decent size, enough for people to kind of stare at it when they look at you. And, you know, people will stare at that for a while, but they'll get used to it and so will you, and over time it will heal. A lot of people ask me, did I use anything on my scar? And the answer is no, I did not. I don't really believe in any of that stuff, so all I used was cocoa butter. I know my parents did buy me Mederma scar cream, but I didn't really want anything to do with it because, like I said, I believe in natural healing, and I think it, you know, it did wonders for me. Sometimes I feel like all the chemicals and stuff in those creams actually make your scar worse. So that is totally up to you guys. I know a lot of people who have had a lot of success with scar creams like Mederma, so it all depends, you know, whatever you feel, whatever your preference is. I just chose not to do that. So that's the first thing that is going to change in your life. The second thing is you might experience some things you hadn't before. I know after I got my thyroid out, when I was getting adjusted on my medicine, I got extremely bad migraines. And they would be migraines with auras, so I would actually see blind spots and it would be really, really bad. First time it happened to me, I got a little nervous, so I did end up in the hospital, but they found out, you know, it was just a migraine, so it's not a big deal. A lot of people will get migraines, even if you hadn't had them before, because if you think about it, you are taking a synthetic hormone, a synthetic drug that is not natural. Even though it does mimic what your body makes, it's not going to be the same thing. Any type of hormone, whether it be, you know, the thyroid hormones or like estrogen, testosterone, anything that you take that may not be what your body needs, a little too much, a little less, it's going to kind of mess with you a little bit. So don't be scared if you get that. I know my body would sometimes go numb for no reason. I'm like, what's going on? Am I crazy? That all went away when I was adjusted on my medicine. So I guess you can expect stuff like that, but I mean, it's nothing too crazy. You might be a little scared, but you know, it's normal. Expect it, you know, talk to your doctors about this type of stuff. Happened a lot after my surgery, like probably once a day. So, and it took about, I say 3 to 4 months for that to stop. So don't be too nervous about it, but just expect that. So that would be the one thing that changed about that. Just migraine headaches. I never got one before I got my thyroid out. Just find your coping mechanisms. It's very important. What else has changed? My energy levels. Initially, I was exhausted. I could not get out of bed. And you know, I still do have bad days where I physically cannot get out of bed. It's crazy. You're like, wait, what is going on? But I guess expect that. But on the plus side, I feel like energy levels, like a decrease in them, that's only temporary and it's a short-term thing, which is great. Long term, now that I am closer to my optimal medicine dosage, I'm doing a lot better. Obviously, I have a lot of energy, a lot more than before I got my thyroid out. So looking back, there is actually an improvement, and I am 16 months out from having my surgery. So it has been a while, but not too long. So I think that's a pretty good adjustment. Don't get discouraged with that. What else? With my energy, something that I did, which a lot of people think is, not the right thing to do, is whenever I was tired, I would get up. I would force myself to get up and I would go run. And I was never a runner before. I was naturally skinny, I didn't need to lose weight. And once I got my thyroid out, that changed a little bit. It's a little bit harder to lose weight. But I have found that when I run, obviously short term, you're going to be exhausted. It's going to suck. But long term, after, you're going to have so much more energy. I noticed that. And if I skip like a week of exercise or any type of activity like that, I feel like crap. It's horrible. So that's kind of a lifestyle change that I've had to make just to control my weight, I guess you can say, but also for energy. It was more for energy levels. Once they get your medicine to your proper dosage, you will do a lot better with your energy and your weight. But I did find out that this had helped me so much. Another thing that I did do was gluten-free diet. And I know a lot of people who have Hashimoto's, which is thyroid autoimmune disease, which is what I had. They found out when they went in, do have a gluten intolerance. I don't know if there's any studies on that. I read that somewhere. I don't know. But and one of my doctors actually told me that that is the case. A lot of people who have this autoimmune disease have this one, and it's all connected. So I figured, all right, whatever. So I did a trial run of eating gluten-free to see if, I had any change in anything. And fortunately, I did. Obviously, physically, I was thinner, not as bloated, I guess you can say. But everything else was better. Like my energy levels, I tell people all the time, if you struggle with energy, try it. You've got nothing to lose. It can't hurt you. I noticed in about, I would say, a week, 2 weeks, I started noticing major signs like, oh my gosh, this could be working. I'm not as bloated. I don't feel as heavy and full. I have so much energy. It's awesome. So that is my advice for you guys if you are struggling with energy or weight during or after actually your thyroid surgery. Even before, give it a shot. Like I said, you've got nothing to lose. So that was a change I made. I still try to eat gluten-free for the most part. It's very difficult, especially being in college. They don't really have a lot of gluten-free stuff, but I know I eat gluten-free pasta, and they do have gluten-free bread, and those are 2 easy substitutes, even just to cut down gluten. You don't have to cut it out completely, but you can bring it down, do a low gluten diet. Try it out. Okay. Let me see what else. So, those 2 things. What else has changed? Oh, my hair and my nails. They are horrendous. And I'm sure you guys have struggled with that. Even before the surgery, after the surgery, anyone who has any type of thyroid problem will, struggle with that. They're growing back, but I had some bald spots. I actually had been wearing hair extensions since 8th grade because I didn't know why my hair wouldn't grow, why it would break off, why it was so dry, and it was just horrible. And once I found out I had thyroid cancer, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. My nails are also really bad, so I do have acrylic nails on. And, these are things that can actually be changed. I've experimented with a biotin. I used to take 10,000 micrograms. The only reason I stopped is because my eyebrows and my arm hair, my leg hair, everything would grow so fast. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. It helped my nails. Aside from the biotin, I would also take some folic acid as well as a multivitamin. And I was actually on some calcium after my surgery because they did nick a few parathyroid glands. So I did need that calcium and the vitamin D. I don't even remember. I was taking 6 pills of, oh God, I don't know the dosage, but I was taking a lot of calcium. And I noticed my hair and my nails grew, it was crazy. It was nuts. It was in a time period of, I don't know, a month. They grew so much. So if you're struggling with those bald spots and stuff like that, definitely would suggest some vitamins. Biotin's water soluble. It's not going to hurt you. Calcium, if you have a deficiency, it's definitely going to help you out, and it will help with your parathyroids as well. So that's another thing. trying to think of what else has changed. You know, it's not too much. There was one other thing I was going to say. Oh, okay. So before I got my thyroid out, I was really good at remembering things. I could memorize everything. I was like, it was good. Now I can't remember anything. Sometimes a lot of the times I don't even remember if I take my medicine, which is really not good. As a college student, it's very difficult sitting in class and focusing. And I never had this before I got my thyroid removed, so I thought it was kind of weird. Talked to one of my doctors, and she's like, okay, well, you could have a touch of ADD or ADHD. And I was like, okay, that's very strange. I've been fine all along. And, there is a connection with the thyroid. The thyroid connects with literally everything. It's like the central organ that connects with everything. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. And I was very open-minded about that, and I tried some medicine. I had to go through 3 of them to find one that actually worked for me and didn't give me really weird side effects. And I found out that this ADD medicine actually helped me a lot. It cleared my mind. I could focus a lot better. I don't intend on taking this for the rest of my life. I'm just going to take it while I'm in school. And this type of medicine, like, you don't take every day. You don't have to take every day. And it lasts 14 hours, which is great. So I take that and it helps me with my focus. But the brain fog. You might think you're going nuts at first. Chances are you're not, but I mean, And brain fog is basically, it can mean a lot of things. It could just mean that you feel like clouded, like you can't think straight, obviously. A lot of people who experience brain fog, like they'll walk into a room. This is probably a bad analogy, but like when you walk into a room and you like totally forget why you were in the room, that's brain fog. And when you get your thyroid out, just be prepared for that to happen. You're not going nuts. It's just because, you don't have that organ in you. That was something I had to get used to. Sometimes I'll talk and I'll just stop and be like, wait, what was I talking about? So that's definitely a change that I have noticed. Aside from that, there hasn't been too much that has changed in a negative way. I'm looking at positive things. Like I said before, my energy levels are a little bit higher than they were before. I feel happier than I was before. I'm not as moody. I was initially, but once your medicine gets regulated, you're not going to be as moody. You're not going to be as crazy. I feel like it's a blessing in disguise because it did force me to exercise. So you might have to accept the fact that you will have to exercise now to lose or maintain your weight when you didn't have to like before. Look at it as a blessing in disguise. It's a good thing, It's not a bad thing. It's not going to hurt you. So I'm trying to think. I think that's it. And as you guys can tell, like, I'm doing completely fine. I have a job. I am a full-time student. I'm the president of a club. Like, I do so much crap. Sometimes it's too much, but if I can live a normal life, I promise you, you guys can too. It does take a while to adjust your medicine, like I was saying. Everyone does have different recovery, lapses. It may take some people a few months, it may take a few people 5 years, I'm pushing towards, a few years. And that is something difficult to accept, that you're not going to be better the day after surgery or the day after your radiation treatment or the day after they tell you you're cancer free. Your life is going to be changed forever. And a lot of people will say that you have a new normal, which I do agree on, but only to an extent, because you can adjust that. You can do things in your life. You can add things in or take things away that can help you reach that normal. You know what I mean? Like, you can exercise, you can quit smoking, and those things will help you in the long run. So I'm here to tell you, it's not bad. Initially, it sucks. In the long run, it kind of sucks too. But things will get better. You will feel better. Work with your doctors. Do research. Research natural remedies if that's your thing. If that's not your thing, talk to your doctor about medicine that can help you. Whatever you need to do, just make sure you're proactive about it. And don't forget where you were. I like to say that to myself. When I'm having a few bad days, okay, let's think back a year or 2 years or 5 years ago. Did I feel as good as I feel right now? No way. Do I struggle? Yes. But do I feel better? Absolutely. 100%. So Don't let other people scare you. Don't let your doctor scare you. Don't let WebMD scare you, Mayo Clinic. Don't let any of that stuff scare you. If it does, don't read it. You know what I mean? Don't look this stuff up, because chances are, if you're watching this video, you know, you are a little bit concerned about something, which is totally fine. I was in your boat. Sometimes I still look stuff up just to make sure. But I'm here to tell you that you're going to be okay. After your thyroid surgery, you will be fine. After cancer, you will be okay. Just stay strong and just always remember what you went through and let that push you to be a stronger person. The way I look at it, I beat cancer. I beat all of this. I can do anything. You can do anything that you set your mind to. So please, 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 you guys, do not get discouraged. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything from me, please leave me a comment. I promise I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'm here to help you guys. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm nowhere near. But, you know, when you go through stuff like this, you do learn a lot and you do experience a lot. And even though I'm only 21 years old, I am sure that I can try to help each and every one of you, no matter your age, your gender, your ethnicity, anything. We're all in this together, and, you know, things do get better. Just stay positive, keep a positive mindset, and don't be scared of the surgery. Don't be scared of what your life is going to be like. Look forward to it. You're going to be better. You are getting the surgery for a reason. You're getting your radiation for a reason. It's because it's in the best interest of you. So just look at it. It can't get worse. It can only get better from here. All right, guys, hang in there. Everything will be okay, and just stay positive and make sure you do a lot of fun stuff to distract yourself as well. Fun, safe stuff, healthy stuff. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later.